Second just to see if you want to hop on here. I know it might be kind of a tough time of day. A lot of notes right here that I want to get through, and I want to make sure that this is a topic that you all focus on, because I know how scary sometimes it can be to have those actual conversations with people when they are ready to talk a little bit more. So I think that probably one of the most important things is, first of all, I'm going to tell you something that I know I have done, and I know a lot of other coaches have done, is you get really excited when you invite someone and they'd say, sure, tell me more, or someone reaches out to you after seeing a post and they want to learn more, and then you just word vomit everything you've ever learned about Beachbody. Sorry, I hope my video is not bad. It looks like it's jumping a little bit. So this hopefully will help you kind of from doing a little bit of the word vomit with all the information you've ever learned. Like, here's what a challenge pack is. Here's what a challenge group is. Here's what we do. This is blah, 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 blah. This is hopefully going to give you a little bit more guidance on exactly how you can overcome that and how you can have meaningful conversations with people that guide not only them towards getting help with our solutions, but also with how you can plug them into the correct products to meet their needs. So the All Access Challenge Pack is not the one-size-fits-all solution for everyone. Is it great for a lot of people? Yes, but that might not be exactly what they need. So these questions should hopefully, I'm going to go through some examples and then I can type them out in the comment section as well. These are some great directing questions. So first of all, if someone comes to you or if you invite someone, always start with something personal first. So go to their page, see what they've been doing recently. Did they go on a vacation? What was their most recent post on social media? Always start with something to connect with them on a human level. And whether that be like, oh, I saw that you guys went to a birthday party this weekend. Like, how was that? Was it fun? Looked like the weather was beautiful. Connect with them on a human level. You don't want it to be all about business and like not getting personal with them, because what we really need to do is make sure that we're connecting everyone on a personal level. Because if you're just all business with them, they might just go to Amazon and order it, or they might just get on the Beachbody website and order it without actually buying it through you, because you are really selling yourself as a coach and someone who is going to be there for them. So I typed out the 4 things that I'm going to talk about: building trust, asking questions, adding value, free value to show your worth, and then resolving problems with solutions. So one of the things that is a great tip that I have been hearing from a lot of different people, and I've started implementing this as well, is to use the voice chat feature with people on Facebook Messenger. And that really helps connect them to you a little bit more. If it's like, it doesn't feel as scripted as if you're just typing it out like, here is what a challenge group is. If you're actually speaking with them on a more human level, that's almost as good as actually getting them on the phone, because it kind of takes that awkwardness out. And it's more sincere, it's more authentic, and it's less transactional, really. That way they can kind of feel that you have more empathy. So say that they've already expressed the fact that, they gained a bunch of weight during their pregnancy, or maybe they used to be super fit and then their metabolism caught up with them. Show the empathy there in your message, because if the more empathetic you are with them, they're going to see that you are really trying to help them on a human level. So, and when it comes to actually info sharing, so like, what is a challenge group? Those kind of transactional questions that we do have to answer, less is more, because the more you spew information at them, the more it's going to overwhelm them, and the better chance that they might actually stop talking to you, which I know is kind of weird, but I've gone back and looked at some of the conversations from when I was a newer coach, and I see like the people who came to me asking questions, and then I would just word vomit Beachbody at them. they would not respond. And I'm like, they came to me. Why aren't they responding now? And then I looked at the conversation and I wasn't getting to know them better before I was actually trying to help them with solutions that fit their needs. And then also get permission from them and show that you are willing to listen. So a good question for this is like, I would love to better understand what you're dealing with, what's going on in your life, what are you trying to accomplish? And then ask if you can ask them a few questions to better establish what they need for help. If you do ask those questions of them, then you're going to be able to direct them in the right way. So as soon as they say, sure, absolutely, that's when you get into these questions. So I have a list of 13 questions. I actually got a lot of these from another training that I had listened to, which I thought was really good. So a lot of these are ones that I've been using before. Like I said, I'll type these out in the comment section, so don't feel like you need to be like feverishly writing them down, or if you're listening to this like in the car or whatever, I will post them. Do not ask all 13 questions unless it's necessary. These are just a guideline based on their goals and what they have talked to you about. If you type out all 13 of these questions, again, that is the word vomit. You don't want that to happen. These are conversation guiders. Sorry, turn my phone off. These are conversation guiders, so you can actually, again, have a meaningful conversation that adds value. So the first one is, what are you hoping to accomplish? Do you want to improve your health, or do you want to lose weight? And this one, for a lot of people, they see these workout programs and like Shakeology as just a weight loss supplement. And that is so not true. We're so focused as a company as making people healthier. So if you ask them this question, then they'll probably sit back and say like, well, both, even though they might just be focusing on the weight loss part of it. But that's how you can kind of tell them more about the fact that we are focused on making people healthier as opposed to just being a quick weight loss fix. Number 2, what have you tried in the past? What did you like? What didn't you like? And what worked and what didn't, and why? So this will get you into that. I used to go to the gym and run on the treadmill, and it didn't work for me because all they were doing was running on the treadmill. Or I have had a video in the past, but I did it at home and I quit after the first week. They didn't have that support from a coach. So these are where you can kind of see, maybe they did a crash diet. Maybe they followed a crazy meal plan that is super unsustainable. Like that's where you can kind of, depending on how they answer, this is a really good question for guiding them towards a lot of our solutions, depending on what they have done and what they have not done. I get a lot of people who are runners, but they've never lifted before in their life. So it just totally depends on where they are in their life, what they've done in the past, but this is a very, very good question. This is one that I use almost every single time. I know I said don't use all 13. This one is probably one of my top questions. Number 3, share with me a little bit about your support system. So I can't even tell you how many times that I have had challengers who say, I would like to cook these healthy meals, but my family is not on board, or my husband isn't wanting to eat the same things that I'm eating. And that obviously is going to be a struggle for them. So that is where you can show, like, that's one of the great things about our challenge groups is we are there to support each other. People might be having issues with coworkers bringing unhealthy snacks into the office and things like that. So that's where we can kind of share our support system. Number 4, what are your food addictions and cravings? And talk to them about, maybe you've been able to lose weight in the past by cutting calories. And this may, like, if you are just straight up cutting calories, you're also losing a lot of nutrition that you may be getting into your normal diet, which then you can end up losing that energy and you might not be seeing the results because you're not getting the nutrition your body needs. This is a great segue into the benefit of Shakeology. Sorry, I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Number 5, what is your water intake like? This is not a question you're going to need to ask everyone. I know sometimes people have done free challenges like free water challenges. This is a good place to be like, hey, let's do a contest tomorrow and see if you and I can both get our daily intake of water in. That's adding free value. You can tell them how much water they should be drinking based on their weight, whatever it is. Great way to add free value, build that trust. Number 6, share with me what a typical day looks like for you. This is also a golden question because this is going to show, are they going to bed super late and not waking up in time to get a workout in, or are they super busy where you need to kind of figure out what a workout schedule might look for them? Maybe they have to do it with on demand over their lunch hour, or maybe they do have those pockets of time and they're just not realizing it, or maybe they're telling you that they are skipping breakfast or they're not meal planning ahead of time and they end up going through fast food on the way home from work. This is where you're going to be able to pick out a lot of their struggles and a lot of the ways that you can add value through your coaching. Number 7 is, where are you going to be fitting in your workout? This kind of ties in with the last question a little bit. This is where you can help them fit it into their schedule. So number 8, what challenges do you foresee yourself facing? This is when you're going to hear all of the excuses, all of the objections, all of the reasons why they have not succeeded in the past. Objections and excuses are just opportunities for you to add value to them. So if they are saying like, oh, I have an injury, or I have no time in the day, that's when you can suggest, if they have no time in the day, we have shorter workout programs. 22-minute hardcore, T25, those workouts are less than a half an hour. You don't have to drive to the gym. You can wake up a little bit earlier during the day, or you can fit that in a lunch hour, or whatever it may be. That's where you can help identify with their struggles, always empathize, always say, I know exactly what you're saying. That is definitely something that's hard, and then propose a solution. Number 9, what injuries do you have? This may not be something you have to ask everyone. I've had to personally work with a lot of people who have had knee injuries. I personally had a knee injury in high school. I've overcome it since then, but you can work with them on programs that we have within On Demand so they can progress into more difficult programs once they have recovered from their injury or built back strength that they may have lost from their injury. If you guys need any recommendations for programs for people who have been injured, we would be happy to help you guys. Obviously, we have a little bit more information on those ones that are on the easier side for that as well. Like Tai Chang is a good one for people who have been injured. Again, this is not something that you may need to ask about. Number 10, how are you with planning meals? This is great if you want to talk to them about all the meal planning options that we have, the portion fix containers. Maybe you're doing a free group about how to meal prep. That could be something that you do for a free group. That's a great example if that's something you feel passionate about. Number 11, how are you with tracking calories? People despise tracking calories. Another great way to bring in the portion fix and saying, like, we don't actually have to count calories. We just use these fancy little color-coded containers. And we have grocery lists and recipes like everywhere where you can, figure everything out with the 21-day fix meal plan. How much sleep do you get? Obviously, this is super important. And then the last question, number 13, sorry, last one was number 12. Do you take vitamins? Do you drink caffeine? And are you on any medications? This is a very powerful question as well, because someone could be saying, like, I take a multivitamin, I take a probiotic, I take this, I take that, I drink this much coffee every single day. Think about how much money, first of all, they're spending on all of those things. They could be taking medicine for high cholesterol or being pre-diabetic. I have had personally some of my customers who have been able to go off medications because of changing their lifestyle. So if you ask them these questions, you could start sharing the value of Shakeology. We're like, me personally, obviously share your own stories, but I was able to use Shakeology as my sole prenatal vitamin because I brought in the bag to my OB and she said, this is the best thing I have ever seen. This is better than any of the prenatals I was about to even recommend to you. And like, how cool is that? That a doctor actually reads through all of that and said, like, we're getting it from food. It's food. You don't need to take synthetic vitamins to get in everything. So if you really think about the value of, yeah, Shakeology is not cheap. But think about what it does for you. I mean, it can replace all your vitamins for the day. It keeps you healthy. It gives you energy. You might be able to completely cut caffeine. I still drink coffee because I like it. I know I probably should. So these are just some guiding questions. As I said, I don't want this video to get super long. But if you have any questions, again, I will type these in the comment section. But I hope this was helpful. And if you guys need any help with certain questions that you might be getting from customers, let us know. But I hope this was great. And I hope you guys all have a fantastic day. All right. Bye, guys.